Hello there, everyone, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this Walthers N scale. I've built 1 and 3 so far. Now I'm going to build 2. I'm not exactly building these in order, but they will be released in order. So let's get started and find out what is in the box, shall we? Okay, so out of the packaging and onto the fire pan, we've got on top the white parts. Don't know if these are concrete. Doors aren't going to be, neither are the gutter drain things there. Look nice. There's a little bit of flashing on the sprue there, but I don't see anything in particular interest as far as that goes on the parts. This particular building section is about 6 inches long, just to give you an idea how much space it's going to take up, which seems to be about the normal length for these sections, about 6 to 8 inches. There's the side right there, front and back. Now if this is anything like the other two I've built so far, it should go together fairly quickly. It's just a matter of the painting that takes a long time to do. I guess this is the roof section. Got the glass section and multiple glass panels there. And we're already down to the destructions here. I was just thinking about this, so I must have missed that. That's interesting. It looks like they molded that into the parts for the rest of it there, for the doors and stuff. Here's our decals. Not really much for decals here. Probably can do without those. Not really anything too interesting. Sign with a circle each top have 3 parts. Each part of the decal would be applied with signs separately. Okay, I guess they must mean these little green and yellow circles right here. We'll take a look at that. Maybe we'll use them. I don't know. Let's go back and take a look at what I said was the concrete section here. And yes, that is the base around there. Okay, they are the sidewalk. I was concerned as I didn't see that. I thought the other two, this was its own separate piece. That's interesting. Could be wrong. It's been a couple weeks since I finished them, so. All right, well, that's cool. So let's get started, and we'll come back when there's something to report here, I suppose. Probably when most of the building is assembled at that point, I'm guessing. Status update is that. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about how we got here. I got a little bit of a gaposaurus going on there. I just noticed. I keep having an issue with that side right here. This sucks. This part right here is 5 pieces. And let me show you on the instructions here. Can't even open the instructions. That right there. Yeah, that was not fun. Could have been more difficult had I used a less quick drying glue, but so for this project I used this stuff, and this worked really well. It got the glue, yeah. It got the plastic softened up pretty quickly, and it also didn't solidify right away, but it gets tacky, holds together long enough that you can get the parts on without it falling. and still be able to kind of manipulate it around. Now, I didn't know I was going to be needing to use that, but that worked out probably the best. Um, I just tried it over the Mr. Hobby stuff for this building. Either one works for me. I like the Mr. Hobby probably a little bit better for some stuff, but that stuff is a little bit more brutal as far as getting it melted quickly. But it remained flexible for a while, so I had to do a lot of finessing and scoring up and truing up and holding it and putting the roof in there to keep it straight. And this side, I just kind of appears to have kept having a little bit of an issue there. Perhaps I sanded that a little bit too much. I don't think I put that much sandpaper to that, but we'll do that. Maybe glue that or something together. I don't know. So this section right here, I put together the first three together. I put all together first. The outer two here, I glued them to the building first, let them tack up, solidify a little bit, and yeah, about a minute or so. Stuck this on there. Kind of had to do the squishy and the pulley and the twisty and the bendy and all that stuff to get everything to line up so that it doesn't look like there's a lot of big edges and gaposauruses going on there between the areas. So this would have been a nightmare to do also if I painted this. Given the complexity of this, now I just realized something else. But given the complexity of this, I felt like I should probably go ahead and glue this on prior to painting it. So I might just go ahead for this side and dull coat it. I might dull coat the whole building. And then mask this off and then individually paint these sides. What I notice here is that the other kits have all had this dome section piece of glass. That piece right there, all of them had this. And I thought, well, this is probably, they're probably reusing these from other kits, right? This is probably made for all their kits. Well, now I see this would go right here. Huh. Okay, well, that's cute that Walthers is just reusing these, apparently, for all their kits. Huh. So, I gotta figure out what to do about this roof section here. But yeah, this is what it looks like unpainted. So, you know, there you go. Um, and I had to wait on there just to make sure that when it dried, it would dry square to the sidewalk base here. So I guess that did. So I don't know why these keep popping out. These aren't. This is a little different than the other kits have been so far. So I don't know what Walters was doing with this stuff. These were a single piece on the other kits, and this one is three individual roof pieces here. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get back at it here, and we'll come back after I've got something painted and something more to discuss, I suppose. So the magic of video editing in YouTube land. We'll be right back in just a second. Well, alrighty, folks. Here's what we've got in store for this project. Another one in the bag for now. Let's take a look here. I gave that little dome thing a little bit of a little patina there. Nothing too crazy, but it's been there for a little while, so a little weathering. Get the roof weathered there as well, just a little bit. I like to do the edges of the roof like that, as you see in the black with simulate tar, and then I just kind of like did some little drips and smeared them and things like that to simulate, hey, the tars, maybe not the tar, but the roofing materials maybe fading or coming off, and also to maybe indicate some bucket spills or mop spills or something like that, when the guys are up there mopping the roof. So that's what I do there. Again, I'm trying not to get too crazy with this. Just have a nice weathered effect around the edges here. You know, it's not perfect because who cares? No one's going to see that, right, in the real world. So the roof section I glued together is one piece, two halves there. This one's obviously a separate piece. So I glued those in first, or glued them together first, and then I painted it with the Krylon primer, which is a dark automotive primer. It's kind of a dark gray, and then I did the black there with that. This is Krylon. This is like a cream color here. This is both of these are Model Masters. This is a dark tan. This is just a dark green, both flat. And the yellow doors are actually a acrylic. They're a sugar something or another spray paint that Hobby Lobby used to sell. I really like that stuff. Smells great. This is just flat coated here, and then I masked everything. This is masked, painted, then masked, painted, masked, things like that. The sign I hung there. I went with the JJ's dime store for right now. I may change that later. I've got the idea to make this a boot store, perhaps. I painted the windows there, which sucks every time. Again, this is just the plastic dull coated, flat coated, whatever flat you want to use. I used the Rust-Oleum Matte clear, and then this is all just that Tester's tan color again. I kind of just did a little bit of a combination of that and the that's Rust-Oleum. I think it's Rust-Oleum or Krylon, one of the two. Brick red, which is this is the brick red up here. It kind of gives a little bit of a different tone. You can say the building's been painted. They don't care about painting the back windows because that's not the side anyone's going to see. Up here, I made the windows green just to demonstrate that you could use a marker. This happens to be a Crayola marker right here. I went over this with the brown. You can see it darkened up really well. And then I gave it a little bit of distressing. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. So I distressed it a little bit. It's not perfect. At one time, the windows on this building were painted green, and it's been repainted white over the years. So again, this is a side of the building that has just kind of gotten forgotten about because no one's ever up there to see or care. This is what I have decided to come up with. And yeah, so this is another unique building. They all seem to be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside real quick here. So the windows there, I glued in at first, put some big globs of Eileen's tacky right there. I did that on another building. It worked pretty good. But then I decided I needed to use some liquid glue to wick into the windows on this other side here. And that worked so well, I just decided to stick with that for the rest of the building here. So these are all the windows the glass pieces that the kit comes with. And the instructions tell you which pieces go to which parts of the window, across which windows there. And it actually does add quite a bit of rigidity to the building by having those glass pieces in there. So another one in the bag. So I think this is going to call it good for now. Thank you guys very much for watching this build video of the Walthers Merchants Row Kit 2. We'll see you again right here at Nick's Collectible Creations. Peace out, everybody.